don't play with my name. You come with your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach. Put me in the game. They put me in, so I'm going in. You play for fun, I'm playing to win. Back on the wall, I'm ready for war. If I beat them before, I could beat them again. They thought I was done, I went on a run and beat all the odds and got even again. Watch what you say, I'm not one of them. When I jump in my bag, I could jump out the gym. Take a look at my legacy, I gotta let them see I'm out here winning, cause I'm on a mission. Put me in the game, cause the way I'm feeling, I honestly do not see no competition. I gotta get it, so it ain't no quitting. We jumped off the benches and jumped in the trenches. No one is better than all of us, and that's why all of us been winning from the beginning. It's more than a game, don't play with my name. You come with your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show.
For my money, it's the best time of the year, playoff football time, as postseason action descends upon FedEx Field just outside of D.C. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one between the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC Wild Card game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're...
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On 2nd down, it's Gibbs, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete to Turner. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. Well, there's a new man here under center. What do you think they saw to acquire him, Charles?
I think they went back to their old scouting reports because those never go away. And I think that they liked him when he was coming out of school. Didn't have the opportunity to get him. But now with this opportunity, they think they can get him back to his former level.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Saquon Barkley punching it in from a yard away. And the Commanders lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds. So they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right. And as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game. And he's missed now his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. On the return, Jackson. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. A nice throw there. And, you know, this game, a true rarity. Not one, but you got 2 rookie quarterbacks facing each other in the playoffs. What do you think, Charles, that says about the state of quarterback play in today's NFL?
I'm glad you asked that question, because all week in preparation for this game, I thought about that, and what I've landed on is this. These kids play high-stakes games from the time they're in high school. A lot of them travel to play games. They play on television. They go to college, play big-time games. And let's face it, the game has never been more quarterback-centric than it is now. So these kids develop a lot faster and are a lot more confident before they even hit the NFL.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll set up to throw. And that's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is third and goal. Escaping the pressure right. And a loose football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure.
He's got a man complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
You'd think defenses might be a little more prepared for plays like this, because so many offensive coordinators, when they get the ball after a turnover, they do like to dial up a deep ball right away. And if I were a defensive coordinator in this league, that's exactly what I would say to my defense before they run out to play. In this case, though, they didn't get the message, and a big play resulted.
24 yards the gain there. Another first down as well. They'll set up a throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Evan Ingram, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Commanders continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
They have been struggling to put points on the board so far. While you don't want to lump it all on the rookie quarterback, he's definitely the root cause. And all rookies, they have those learning experiences in their first year. What they're hoping for is that he can learn on the fly, work through his struggles against his defense.
He's got a man, complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Let's go.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
10 cycles.
Another try for Barkley, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Commanders are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily to look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They go play action here on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions?
This is caught inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime. 63 yards. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, it's going to hurt on any down. But really the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here we go.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
7 Pirates, go.
Back to throw. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, for incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
What a way to start the second half. These guys are showing no signs of letting up. They have a chance to take a decided advantage with this possession.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is caught inside the 5. A huge play there for Washington. 58 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Second and 3. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Saquon Barkley sending his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes this 35-0 now. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Oh, a mistake there. The kickoff out of bounds. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure, because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25, so at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete, and they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
19, Charger, not Buffalo 18.
They're going to look to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
It is intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Taking a shot for Samuel. It got his man complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's first and 10. Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and Sal
nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. It seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Looking to throw. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll look to throw again. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot.
And in for the Lions touchdown. Josh Reynolds, 29 yards. And the Lions are able to at least get one score back. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Crosby with the extra point, so they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's Tressway now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. On the return is Williams. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He's airing it out for Williams. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Commanders are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground. honed in on it and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Second and 9 now. Slings this deep from McLaurin. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Washington. Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's at cruise control right now, and so is his team.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. It's a squib kick that still makes its way down inside the 15. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end of their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Back to throw now on 1st down. No, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And my goodness, another interception. Jeremy Chin picks it off. There he goes, right side. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense can very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense?
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Tracy Walker. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Boy, Charles, you hate to see this for a rookie quarterback. You're hoping it doesn't shake his confidence, but that confidence, it might be shaken because that is 4 interceptions. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now left side on the swing pass. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an
touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown from 17 yards out. And the Lions get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point up and good by Crosby as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up mid will take it now. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
Okay, break.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. And now here is another interception. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. And I think they are going to get this one back. Boy, that would have been something, double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly... And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Lions are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10.
Here we go.
He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback. But, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead. But at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21.
Makes the score. Commanders 49, Lions 28.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all three timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. That one looks like he'll throw here. Slings this deep for McLaurin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A huge play there for Washington. 73 yards. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging, hammering for the goal line. He loses the football, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 46 yards. And the Commanders up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter. Yet another touchdown in what has just been a high-scoring affair, a fun one to watch. And it's the rookie quarterback, Charles, coming through with yet another touchdown pass to pad the lead.
Did we come into this game where defense was optional? Because it certainly feels that way, right? But when you look at the scoreboard, this rookie, he has his team moving a little bit quicker pace than his opponents. The entire offense is going to get plenty of praise, but I think these coaches have to be especially happy with what their quarterback has done.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. Oh, and miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out. Penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. The Commanders are moving on as we say goodnight, everybody.